August 16th, TV Scott Free Library Board of Trustees meeting to order. Do you have any correspondence you'd like to share with us this afternoon?
I do, one from the Merrill Area Chamber of Commerce Foundation for our donation to the Hanging Flower Basket, and St. Vincent de Paul for our donation. And these are the donations that we make through our Blue Jean Friday.
And looks like we got no public comment this afternoon. How about your pleasure on the minutes from our meeting on July 19th?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and second to approve the minutes from our July 19th. Any discussion? All in favor of approval, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? They are approved. What about your pleasure on the monthly review and expense report for July?
I had a question.
Yep.
What was the approval, I mean, the motion first?
Motion, yeah.
Oh,
Make a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion made and second to approve the monthly revenue and expense report. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. President. So I'm looking on page 63. I know it's not really, but that's what, for easy identification. And I'm looking at the budget for magazines, which is still, we've budgeted $6,500, and of course the magazine collection is getting much, much smaller, very rapidly.
Mhm.
And I'm, then eventually we'll look at the numbers, the statistics, and of course magazine use is down. But there's a kind of a chicken and egg thing that I'm concerned about here, which is that magazine use goes down because we have fewer magazines, and fewer magazines means, so it's kind of circling around, and I just want to note it, that we still have that large budget, that $6,500, and maybe, I don't know, maybe we just haven't found the right magazines right now, but also there was the issue of how much one of the newspapers cost, the Wausau Herald, I think. And I'm just a little bit worried about losing a local newspaper did we subscribe again? Did we renew?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I looked at it and thought we have enough money, and so.
I'm reluctant to eliminate a local paper. Yeah, I mean, even though it's really tiny most days,
Yeah.
it's still.
And
You
there
know.
isn't really that much local in it either.
No.
Right, a lot of that is
It's
changing.
filler, or whatever they
Yeah.
used to call it filler.
Yeah.
And you sort of have it as a just in case, because every now and then, there'll be something that people need, and we just can't predict when that is, but so that was one thing. And the other question that I had is in the technology section on the same page, where the T1 internet access, and you may or may not know this off the top of your head, it's not really fair to ask, but to date we've used 85.61% of the budget that we have for that. Is that one of those things that bills like on a contract year or something? Is there a reason why we are at 85% of the budget in August, and is that a once a year thing, or what's happening with that? If you know anything about it, and if not, you can defer to next month.
I can defer to next month. I believe it's something that comes through the WVLS, but I'm not positive. So I can get that information to you next month.
Brilliant. Those are my only concerns. We usually, if you will indulge me, Mr. President, we usually look at the statistics with the budget, and I just want to make my monthly statement that adult borrowers, city borrowers are up 6%, county borrowers are up 7.1%, circulation, fiction for adults is up 7.2%, and nonfiction is up 5.5%. Those are all great numbers. Good job, everybody, and it's nice to see that everybody, including county residents, is using the library. Thank you, Mr. President.
Any other discussion? All in favor of approval of the monthly revenue and expense report for July, signify approval by aye. Signify aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? They are approved. And we just reviewed the statistical review. You need approval on that, a motion on that?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion, any other, motion been made and seconded to the monthly statistical report. Any other discussion? All in favor of approval, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It is approved. Action item, youth services meeting room, approval of the design project.
So I met with, or spoke with Crystalline from MSR. She provided with this MSRP planning to give us a guideline on what the cost for each phase would be. My recommendation is to, that we move forward with the phase 1 of their fee proposal in the amount of $9,864 to be paid through the Library Endowment Fund. Upon completion of that schematic design that they would provide to us by MSR Design, a request that being made to approve the development of a cost estimate by a local contractor. Now, I spoke with Nick. Nick said that the contractor that he's worked with in the past most likely would not even charge us to do that estimate, but there's a possibility that it could be a couple of hundred, but once I had an approval, I was going to speak with Nick about that in more detail. And as I said, the first steps are to determine the cost of the project, so I can decide, whether or not we need to do some capital fundraising or what other avenues that we decide to take and bring that to the board.
You need a motion for approval then for the 9,000 that
Yes.
you're looking for?
Yes. it's
From the
that's what I-
endowment fund.
From the endowment fund, that is correct.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the $99,864 request for the schematic design. Any other discussion? All in approval, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? It's been approved. Good luck. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
It'll be interesting when you, first of all, they're gonna say, well, 6 months out maybe.
No.
Anyway,
And I'm a newbie to all this, so I'm just,
and the solar one.
Yes, the solar one.
Does everybody know what we're kind of talking about? There are a couple of new ones involved, new people involved.
I think some review would be good.
Pardon me?
I think some review would be
Yeah,
good.
who wants to do it, you or? Basically, the endowment fund coughed up some money to get the project going.
Right.
As a CD, sorta.
Well, it's the ownership percentage in
Right.
the solar panels. And I think they're hoping that we'll say, okay, all is good, but they send us about $1,300 a year on basically the loan that we make them.
Mhm. And then we pay, I mean, there's a back and forth fee. We pay an amount then for the lease on the
Panels?
space, yeah. So, yeah. And so basically the renewal of the term, I mean, if I understand correctly, in talking with Stacy a bit, Stacy Stevens, past director, it was, the contract was never meant to be a moneymaker for us in any way, shape, or form. It's more of an educational, set up for an educational purpose, just letting people know that, we're aware of the importance of solar and other renewable energies. So it's, as I indicated in my recommendation that we just renew, I mean, by renewing, they still take care of the maintenance. If we would buy them out, we'd have to worry about taking care of the maintenance. They just came in not too long ago and they were on the roof taking care of the equipment. That's all part of the agreement. If we would, go ahead and buy them out, and then they gave us those amounts in the attachment that I provided you, then we're stuck with maintaining it, so.
And right now, those will be the terms as long as we keep the agreement that they maintain it?
Yeah, yes, yeah.
I don't know, are they asking to sign another 5-year one? Or just,
It's an annual, so we gotta go through this now after the 6th year, then we have to come back annually to renew every May. Now we are behind, just catching up.
I don't see any downside in renewing.
Yeah,
Right, no.
We don't want to have the broken solar system
No.
on our roof.
No.
and
We don't wish to be on the roof.
no.
Trying to figure out how to fix it or get
Right.
rid of it or whatever.
Yeah.
does the middle school get any Are they hooked up to this at all? We were, at one time we talked about that, you
No.
guys were gonna have a
No.
monitor, but
Yeah.
it never
I
materialized?
don't think so, no. Yeah. And we did find out that some of the equipment that we had monitoring that we used to show on a screen here at the library, the reason why it wasn't working is because it was an outdated piece of equipment. So that is back to where we could, set up something again where, people could see on a regular basis.
And we don't do that now then?
We stopped doing that because we
Yeah.
were unaware of what the issue was. We tried to do some fixing on our side and
So then I'll entertain a motion to approve a one-year
I moved it, we
lease.
extend for
Is that
1
what you
year.
wanna call it?
Yeah,
One-year lease?
yeah.
I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded to approve the one-year lease with TVS Solar. Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It is approved. Board appointments. I want to thank the 2 volunteers that volunteered to fill the 2 empty spaces. Mike Taylor, I'm pointing to the
Buildings and grounds.
Buildings and grounds.
Yeah.
And Brian here has volunteered for the personnel and finance, so.
Excellent.
Thank you very much. And it'll double your pay, Adrian.
So my question,
I
will-
just- yeah.
as far as on the building and grounds, will the 2 of them decide who's going to be the
Yeah,
chair?
let them decide.
I'll let them rustle it out?
Let
Okay.
them decide.
Okay.
And how about the other one? Have we decided, do you need a chair on that one? also?
Personnel, we have Elizabeth, she's been the chair in there.
Sitting in a chair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Any volunteers to take over the treasurer's job?
That's the next.
That's on
so
the list.
That's the next discussion item there. Where'd I shine? All right.
Okay, I don't think we need any motions on that.
No, that was,
Okay.
no.
Yeah, endowment fund treasurer.
Yeah.
You need a little bit of, it's nice to have a little bit of a bookkeeping, but we have
I
a,
will stay and train for as long as I can.
yeah, but we also.
But 40 years is enough.
Yeah.
We've also got another paid accountant involved as of this year, correct?
Yeah.
So that'll make the job much different. Did I get-
It's easier now that we
Yeah.
have somebody that knows what they're doing.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Well, we graduated from doing the easy form to the full 990, and I
Yeah.
kind of flashed it up a bit. But we muddled our way through finally. And he did it this year, so he knows.
So,
And
think about it and.
It went in and never heard boo from him, so must be right.
Yeah. So, we,
So it's not quite as complicated as it used to be.
and we can probably make combine a few more of those so we have more, less.
Brian.
No, it's Zach,
Oh.
our new hire.
Ah,
Brian's new hire.
right,
Okay.
cool.
So he would be handling then the endowment fund? Is
Well,
that-
He's just doing the 990,
He's just doing the
I'm
990 here, okay.
paying the bills and,
Brian is.
Zach,
no,
Zach
Zach.
is, okay.
don't ask me his last name.
And he's in your old office too?
Yeah.
ZZ.
Yeah.
he is. I only know that because my sister works there
Yeah.
half the year. Just being a buddy and ski again. We'll think about it.
Mhm.
Okay, don't everybody answer at once, all right? And the church status?
Well, it's just sitting there. Grass hasn't been mowed now, so who knows what's gonna happen there. It just sits. Yeah, I mean, it's moot point.
Same owner, same everything, right?
Yeah. And
It's that new owner out of Florida. Have not seen anyone now recently. We had the van with the people on the roof, but outside of that, we've seen nothing, so. Parking lot, the lines have all been painted in. We left the ones blank next to the church on purpose.
Passive aggressive exterior decorating.
And that was just
But I think once Gus is back, you know, obviously he's not here because of the fair, but then he can sort of tell us what the status is with the city. The city's got probably more leverage because of the
Yeah.
zoning issue.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll probably,
If he doesn't ask for a change, probably not.
No,
no,
I mean, it sits at what it is until, and that's what they said, he has to reapply.
and I think it's just
So-
zoned to public use. It's
Right.
not zoned, he wanted it mixed crossroad or something like that, but it's, right now it's just public use.
I wonder, do you think there's property tax on it then?
Yeah, actually, there probably is, because
Yeah.
unless he's a 501c3,
Yeah, no, they're not.
and it doesn't
No.
seem like he had himself together well enough to be, you know, unless he's got an accountant in his back pocket who's done that for him, it didn't seem like he was that well organized, so I bet it's back on the tax rolls then.
So then it goes, what, 5 years before they get too excited, or 3?
I think, well, technically, for the county, it's 3,
3.
yeah.
Okay. Strategic plan goals and objectives. I think we do a pretty good job with everybody participating. I've been to some meetings where only one or two people talk and the others listen. Where I think we got pretty good, and congratulate you on participation. Wisconsin trustee, that's the number 4. Oh, we got. How about your report?
My report, let's see. It's a fairly quiet time at the library. At least what you can see. On the backside, however, we're still working off our tails, getting ready for fall. So we've got Wiggle Giggle Shake that's still going on Thursdays. Yeah, they're gonna be here all the time. They might be changing their date because of some organizational changes there, but they will continue. We've got a couple of programs coming up that I did not list. We've got one about scams the end of this month. And for senior citizens, my parents are coming to that, by the way. I mean, they're calling me all the time, "Oh, we just got this email." I'm like, "Oh, Dad," you know. So they will be here if I drag them here. No. And then we've got Jerry Epps, who is a Wisconsin author. We've got several, actually we probably have every publication that he has written. He will be here virtually, however. Originally we tried to get him in person, however, because of his age, traveling is a little more difficult for him, so his niece, I believe, is going to be helping him with a virtual visit with us and presentation. So, nothing to report from the Wisconsin Valley Library System. Every once in a while, Diana will call and ask how things are going. So, Friends of the Library, they were in just the other day straightening out that closet. It is like ready to fall out the door. We have lots of donations coming in, and they are getting ready for their fall book sale. We have already told them we were hoping that they would start back with their spring, summer, and fall sales, just because we can't. The closet just gets so full, so we're hoping we can convince them to go back to 3 sales a year next year. Patriot parking lot is all done. The water's draining in the proper places, the right direction, so that's good. We shifted the handicap to make it all one side. Be sure, if you haven't been here up to the Carnegie Wing, to the Legos upstairs, they are amazing. We've got some in a display case where they actually took the roof off, so you could actually see what they actually do inside the building. So they are unbelievable. And they have more. I mean, this is the second year that they brought them, and they're different from what they had last year. And they have more that they can bring next year that are different from what they've shown us so far. So they are pretty crazy. While you're on the second floor, check out the youth services department. We've done some updating and got some new furniture up there, some fun stuff for the kids, some nice seating spaces for the parents while they watch their kids goof around in the library, and yes, I do say goof around in the library, because we allow them to goof around here in the library. We are not a shushing place. So, and the kids love it here. I mentioned in my report that we had one youngster not real happy, and as he was running out the door, he says, "But I don't want to leave the library, Mommy." We love hearing that. I mean, as sad as it is for the mom, we love hearing that. We're continuing to work on the summary report from our visits to the library, and that will be coming at the next meeting. Let's see. Met with Chris yesterday for his Board of Trustee training, and I will set something up with Mike after the fair. He's a busy guy. And anytime any of you have questions as Board of Trustees, please feel free to call me, stop in my office. I am more than happy to talk with you about anything. Just a reminder that the Trustee Training Week is coming up this next week. The link was included in the email that I had sent. Lots of good things. I'm going to try and pop into some of those myself because I find them quite interesting. And then August 26th, just a reminder, from 12:30 to 2:30 at the From Estate for their tour. If you can let me know, they kind of like to have an idea of how many will be there. And just to let you know, originally we were hoping that for the staff that were working till 1 o'clock, that they would have another tour. They could not do that. They could not get another volunteer. So we are closing the library at noon so that everyone has the opportunity to attend. Because we had, the individuals that were on the schedule wanted to attend. So
I'd like to make reservations if I haven't already.
Yep.
And how are we getting there? Individually, as a group?
Yeah,
Train?
Individually, I know some staff have talked about meeting here at the library and then driving out together, so that was just a side conversation.
Do you know what the address is?
Not,
bet
and I could
it's
send, you can Google it. Actually, I could actually send you a picture of its entrance because I've been there, so you know what you're looking for when you get there, so.
I've driven by
What time was that?
years ago.
12:30. And maybe someday we'll get to do something like bowl in their space. I want to use the bowling alley. That's what I want to do. I want to use the bowling alley.
Well,
So,
that's the way it was when we were a kid, right?
yeah.
Pin setters down there, and they were like,
Ah.
yow! Remember that? The poor guys sitting there with their picks.
Yeah.
It was a dangerous job.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet.
Paid what? Paid a quarter a line maybe?
That's funny.
It wasn't very much, I know. Anyway, anything else you brought? Oh, my report? I don't have anything other than, thanks for everything. You're, got everything under control. I like these nice boring meetings.
You? Me too? I'm just gonna put that out there, me too.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Motion made the second to adjourn. All in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thanks again, everybody.